Good morning, traders, and welcome to the opening trade. I'm Ayla. Before we get started, don't forget to first read and understand our disclosures found by both link and text in the description of this video. All right, let's take a look at the current sim account balance. Pull this over from Ninja Trader. Here we go. Simulated the opening trade, cash values, this column and this column will change if any manual or automated trades take place. Okay, so let's take a look at the backtest results for our four automated trading that we could potentially see today. The first automated trading strategy will fire off 6 minutes after the New York Open, and that's going to be on the Dow Jones future. All right, here we go. Here's our start and end date, our max drawdown, gross loss, gross profit, and total net profit. 2 minutes later, we could see the Russell fire off, and there is our start and end date, our max drawdown, gross loss, gross profit, total net profit. 2 minutes after that automated trade, we could potentially see two more trades at the same time, and that would be on the NASDAQ. Here we see the start and end date, the back test, the max drawdown, gross loss, gross profit, total net profit, and then here is the S&P 500. Here is our start and end date for the back test. You see it was before COVID, ran through COVID, and is current to 2 days ago. Here is the max drawdown, gross loss, gross profit, and total net profit there. All right, so we have less than 7 minutes before we see the New York market, so let's take a look at the chart. First chart we're looking at here is crude oil. First thing I like to do is make sure that my candle is on a 3-minute candle. I like to look at the entirety of the day before. If it's a Monday, I like to see the entirety of the weekend. So here we see what it did yesterday. And now I like to make it a little bit easier to grab some candles. Alright, so let's take a look at the Russell. Same thing. Like to start off the same way. So yesterday, all the way to today. Yesterday, I saw that crazy free fall right there. Okay, so we see what it did yesterday. We see that it's really close to the 200 period EMA. All right, so here we're looking at the Dow Jones futures, and we see that it followed the Russell yesterday with a little free fall right there. Little stock market skydive. All right, so we see, not surprising, that the NASDAQ did the same thing. Did a jump out an airplane right here. I sure did. All right, so it's very close to the 200 period EMA. When they're very close to the 200 period EMA, not I might not see an automated trade. Fire off, the indicators might not be met, which is totally fine. We'll see if there's any manual crude oil. Uh, Here's the S&P 500. Yesterday, it also jumped up the airplane. So it just makes the chart easier to land on candles. All right, so the crude oil. Um, Once it gets as far above the 200 period EMA as it's going to see, then hopefully we'll see an indicator to take a manual trade. Okay, so what happened in the news since we saw you last yesterday, right? So yesterday the federal funds rate came out at 5%. There was the FOMC press conference. Treasury Sec Yellen spoke. So what are we going to see today? Today we saw at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, unemployment claims came out. A little bit better than forecasted. In the current accounts also came out better than forecasted. At 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to see the new home sales report come out. We're also going to see half an hour later at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time the National Gas Storage Report. Tomorrow is Friday. We need to be keeping our eye on the core durable goods order month over month at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, as well as the durable goods orders month over month at 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. We have the flash manufacturing PMI and the flash services PMI reports being released. Next week, it is good to keep an eye on the calendar, and Tuesday's our first thing we need to be really paying attention to, and that would be for the CD Consumer Confidence Report. Um, and then we see later in the week on Thursday the unemployment claims, and Friday next week for the core PCE price index month over month. Okay, so we have less than 2 minutes before we see the New York Open. We'd like to thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. We greatly appreciate it. We'd like to thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Our systems are automated and are live when enabled by the user. They run in the U.S. equity futures market. Free trials to the automated trading systems are on our website at theopeningtrade.com. Don't forget to read and understand all associated risks listed on the website and in this video description. We have less than a minute before we see the New York market open, and what we want to do is watch the crude oil. Crude oil is still pulling above the 200 period EMA, and I don't think that this candle is going to turn red, and it did not. The New York market just opened. Um, so for the crude oil, it once the market pulls as far above the 200 period EMA as it's going to. And when I see a red candle, a red step 2 and a red step 3, that's when I would like to get into a manual trade there. The market did just open. We know we have less than 5 minutes before we see our first automated trade on the Dow Jones futures, but it's going to need, so the market is going to need to pull away from the 200 period EMA in order to see the automated trade take place. The great thing about these automated trading systems on our website is they are 100% user friendly. So I spent all of last month in a cast. I'm right-handed. It was great to be able to set it and forget it, um, especially when I'm not left-hand dominant and it's just harder to maneuver them out. And sometimes you got to be quick as you can. So the great thing about the user friendliness about it is if there's any of the indicators that you want to fine tune to what you are looking to get out of them, you can 100% do that. It is, wow, look at that pull away on the Dow Jones futures. Now that's exactly what we're going to need to see, a big pull away from the 200 period EMA in hope for our automated trading systems to fire off today. The S&P 500 is drawing a mountain range here. All right, so we see that the candle is getting a lot of gusts, shall we say. The candle is flickering wide. Um, so here's the NASDAQ futures. Here's the this here is the Dow Jones futures, and the first automated trade could potentially fire off as long as the trading indicators are met here on the Dow Jones futures. All right, so crude oil, again, it's still just breaking away from the 200 period EMA. And because it's above the 200 period EMA, I need to see red, red, and red in order to take a manual trade. So we'll be looking for some manual trades once we start seeing a red. At this time, we're not seeing red, so it's time to not take them out. Not to take a manual trade at this time and that's just what I do for myself. That's what I feel comfortable with. Here we see that the Russell 2000 futures is dancing around the 200 period EMA. So unless it knocks that off, we probably won't see the Russell trade. But again, we have less than 5 minutes before we can see the Russell. We have less than 3 minutes before we see the YM. As long as the indicators for the automated trade are met, then we will see the Dow Jones futures fire off its automated trade. So we know that the candle just closed and it's still green, which means that the indicators I'm looking for to take a manual trade on crude oil have not been met at this time. So I'm just perfectly comfortable watching the market react here this morning. Okay, so let's take a look at the news. Wall Street is rebounding and rebounds. Wall Street rebounds. So that's exactly what we're seeing. We saw, you know, we saw that yesterday. Apparently the market jumped out of airplanes and now they're trying to climb up those mountains. So we have less than 2 minutes here before we can see our first automated trade, and it would be here on this Dow Jones futures as long as the automated trading indicator is met. Hopefully this candle will close far enough away that we could see the automated trading indicator, the automated trade take place. So what's the NASDAQ doing? Well, yep. And here, what do we have? The S&P 500 We have less than a minute before we could possibly see an automated trade here. Russell's too close to the 200 period EMA to be looking actually viable. Um, but we'll see what happens, right? That's why we have the automated trading strategies in place. All right, so let's take a look. DJIA raises 199.4 points, which is 62%. Um, Nasdaq Composite rose 1.32%. Okay, so we did not see an automated trade take place on the Dow Jones futures, which that's fine. We still have three other trading systems that could potentially fire off as long as their automated trading indicators are met. So while that's Wall Street opens higher as the rate hike cause hope grow. S&P 500 rose 33.61 points, which is 0.85%. Commodities market impact of weather, heavy rain, and severe storms are moving through. So, as always, keep your eye on the Weather Channel and one on crude oil, right? Right. So, natural gas edges down ahead of the fresh storage data, which we know that that will be coming out today at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, and at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the new home sales report will come out for today. We have less than a minute before we could potentially see a trade on the Russell as long as the automated trading indicator is met. I don't think that we will see it fire off. It's really close to the 200 period EMA. The good trades are when you start out here and climb back in either direction to the 200 period EMA. So we'll just okay, so it would have fired now, but as I thought, it's too close. It's just too close to that 200 period EMA, and there is no manual trade at this time that looks good on the Dow or the Russell or the crude oil at this time. So in 2 minutes, we could potentially see the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq. Automated trades take place as long as the trading indicators are met. Everybody knows that the Wall Street is on the rebound right now. It's just dealing with all the news. All right, so let's take a look at the news since we're here to look at that as well. Brazil's Minerva meat packer says China is to resume beef imports. Darden expects heightened beef costs. All right, so apparently today everyone's talking about the beef. Oh, delicious beef. CPSC Kawasaki Motors U.S. recalls engines sold on Ferris and Skeg riding lawnmowers due to burn and fire hazards. All right, guys, if you got a Kawasaki lawnmower, or a Ferris or Skeg lawnmower, actually, go see if it has that Kawasaki motor. Make sure you don't burn down your garage, or wherever you store your riding lawnmowers. Well, we live in the desert here, a riding lawnmower would be just to drive to the gas station or something. Okay, so we did not see the automated trading system take place on the ES or the NASDAQ. Um, and that is not really surprising considering everything is in the green state. So, and crude oil is still just trying to get to the top of its market price right now. So it's not a time to take any manual trades, and that's okay. So it's just a slow day today. That's fine. All right. So make sure you like, subscribe, check out our website for free trials. They're very user friendly. You can fine tune them to however you see fit. My name is Ayla, and I'd like to thank you for watching. We will be back tomorrow. Hopefully, the markets will have figured out what they're doing. Maybe we can get some automated trades or manual trades to go through tomorrow. Until then, stay warm and dry, friends. And again, keep an eye on the weather and one on crude oil. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.